right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today I'm talking kindergarten programs. I want to talk two of the worst Christian kindergarten programs that I've found, because remember, I bought pretty much every one of them, Christian and secular. And one that I think is a pretty good alternative that you should consider. So the two that I don't like, number one is, and I'll tell you why and everything. Now, number one, let me preface this by saying that I love ABCA. I do. I love a lot of ABCA components. I use it. I have a very eclectic thing going on with my kids who are now past kindergarten. But what I hate is their kindergarten program for a variety of reasons. Oh, first, product of the day, product of the day, product of the day. Oh, yes. Okay. So for kindergartners, this is really fun. Preschoolers, all the way up to, I'm telling you, even my 5-year-old loved it. It's called Find It, and you can do it sitting on your behind. You sit down and you hold up a card, and it's that you pull a card out of the deck and it says, okay, find something pink that begins with the letter P in your house, or something like that, or find something pink in your house. Or the next card will be find something you use to go outside in the rain. So it's a fun game where you as the mom don't have to move and they get to run around finding stuff. Where again, let me emphasize, you don't have to move. You can sit there. And another game I have that you kind of have to move, but not really, is yoga dice. It's a great transition if you're transitioning like from floor work, from table work, from whatever you're doing. And you're like, okay, time to start schooling. Let's pull up the dice. And so you shake up the dice because there's 5 dice and you roll them. And then the kids get to choose a position because it has 5 different positions or 4 different positions on there. And so they get to choose which one to do, and they can hold it for 30 seconds. I mean, we're really loose on the rules, but you can hold it for 30 seconds or hold it for a minute or just try to hold it. And so it's kind of it's like a fun transition. You know what I mean? And it's like $11 when I bought them. So I'll put that on the screen as well. So let's get back to ABCA. Understand I love ABCA. I do. Understand I hate the program. Like, take a look at what's on the screen. So the 2 packages on the screen that I am showing you there, that's what you need for your kindergartner for one child. So they have the kindergarten, the teacher package, and the child package. You can't do one without the other. Trust me, I tried. And we're talking $1,000. It's almost like $1,000, a bit more if you want the video lessons as well for your child. Oh my gosh. Now understand too that you can start ABCA 1 and not have done the K-5 program. I don't necessarily have a problem with the younger programs, but I have a problem with the K-5 program. Oh my gosh, like such an intense amount of work for a kindergartner. And see those books, I'll kind of zoom in on them if I can. Those books that say I can read. First of all, it's just not a very easy reading program. It's not. I know because I've bought every reading program there is. It's not a very easy learn to read program. And a lot of kids in grade 5, sometimes more boys than girls, and sometimes neurodiverse kids especially, aren't ready to read at that age. But the only thing I do like is they have flashcards that have A is for acorn, like so you can get those beginner sounds. But I really feel like you could just buy that on your own or create that on your own or get that at the dollar store. Like, I don't think that this program is worth it. And plus the handwriting and the manuscript versus the printing, I just don't recommend it. I just do not recommend it. But to be honest, a lot of their language arts components in the grade 1 level too, I don't like them. That's not what I use to teach my kid to read, but I still use the ABCA reading program. I just taught them how to read and then switched over to the ABCA reading program. The ABCA reading program are these books here. So take a look at this book. Let me flip it over. Okay, so see how it says 1C? Well, they do like 1A, B, C. This is in grade 1. So they're not that interesting at this age. Thrill, thrown, thrust, thruft. So at grade 1, my kid didn't know how to do this. Not really. Not till the end or grade 2 did we start like using these books and then having him read. I just found an easier curriculum for them. But these books, when they get up to the end of grade 1, when you get into 1H, I mean, it teaches history, which I'm doing another video on a couple different history curriculums that I think are great. And so it does cover history. When you get up, it covers values and morals and a lot of great stuff and a lot of interesting stories. And the characters are relatively interesting as well. So I think they're fantastic, these readers. Yeah, is those books, not only the reading books I was talking, the I Can Read books, not only is there not really a great rhyme and reason, they're not organized that well, they're not very efficient, is that they're the thinnest paper you've ever seen. It's thinner than printer paper. So honestly, I didn't know paper could be made that thin. I didn't know that. Like, how much would the cost of the program be if you actually had paper books that were just a little tiny, a little thicker? So I have heard people have success with that program. People with one child. People with one child, their child is, a little more precocious, a little more ready to sit down, a little more excited to do a bunch of table work. That child is ready, but the rest of us, I just don't, it's a no for me. It's 100% a no. And again, this is from someone who loves ABCA. I love components of ABCA. I use them. In the history video, I'm going to show you the history book of ABCA. I've done the science with my kids. I mean, I really do. Kindergarten was such a waste of money, a waste of time, a constant disappointment for everyone involved. I just do not recommend it. And the last thing is the amount of materials that come with it. Normally I'd be like, oh yes, more materials. That's great. No. These are more like books that they have to sit down and write in, or workbooks and the teacher supply books. And it's just like, honestly, you don't need a degree in teaching. You shouldn't have to feel that you need one in order to teach your child kindergarten. It's completely unacceptable in my mind. It's just a no-go. It's a no-go. And you could still do grade 1 if you don't do ABCA kindergarten, in my opinion. The other program I completely dislike, and everyone's heard me, is I bought all their kindergarten, is the Sunlight kindergarten. The reason I dislike and intensely dislike the Sunlight curriculum is because I feel it's not necessarily the most authentic company, only because Bookshark is secular and they share some of the same materials. They share a lot of the same materials. So that, number one, irritates me, because if your name is Sunlight, S-O-N, I feel like you should put yourself at this higher standard, this higher level. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just expect a lot from you. And understand that I have bought 4 years of Sunlight. So you're not talking to someone who's like, oh, I bought it and didn't really do it. No, I mean, I didn't really do a lot of it, but I bought several years of it. Now, I do like their book selections for kindergarten. I will give them that. Their book selections for kindergarten were pretty enjoyable. The kindergartner loved it. No one above kindergarten liked it in my house. Let me tell you, it was not a hit to anyone else because they're not that interesting. I mean, they're just not that great of books for anyone above the kindergarten age, but kindergartner, he loved them. He loved them. I didn't like their language arts program, their learn to read program. There are a lot of things. Oh, their science program is the worst I've ever seen. It's the worst I've ever seen. And I've bought, again, every science curriculum is the worst I've ever seen in how many years I've been doing this channel, in how many years I've been homeschooling. It's still the worst I've ever seen. It has the biggest box of materials with no organization. If you do not get the box of materials, you cannot complete a lot of the experiments. Not only that, the teacher's manual has printables. The student packet has printables. The experiment book has printables. So, are you supposed to get one of each of those for your children? I also, surprisingly, I love Usborne books. The Usborne book selection that they have chosen, not very good. In my opinion, again, someone who loves books, this is just my opinion. You take it for what it was. Again, one child, they love some of those experiments. But let me give you an example. How many days of ants do you need to study and do worksheets on and complete worksheets on? Ants. If you love ants, absolutely, go ahead. Other than that, no. Briefly cover it for whatever purpose to get to the bigger purpose. Let's not busy work ourselves. Honestly, that's all it is busy work. I don't like their Bible curriculum. I think it's insulting. I know, I get it. Unless they've changed their Bible curriculum, and last I checked, which I doubt they did. First of all, you get a CD of Bible music. Who has a CD player anymore? But okay. Get a CD of Bible music, not downloads. And then you also get a book you can just buy on Amazon that is not directly age appropriate, age correlated to their ages. It's just a random book for anyone in elementary. It has way too many words, not enough pictures to be effective tool for kids that age. And then it has Bible verses in your teacher manual, which is also, so do this one page here, read this chapter here, read this. It's so bit and pieced. It's just, I just think the whole thing is not acceptable. I just think it's unacceptable. I know. Two alternatives to that I can think of would be My Father's World. There you go. Very easy, kind of relatively open and go. But also Little Hearts of Dakota. Little Hearts Dakota doesn't get mentioned that much, but I think it's a great program. I do. I think it's a great program. Those are two programs that I liked. Also, I mean, there's quite a few kindergarten, if you want a secular program, but you're probably not listening to this for a secular program, or a nature program. Why can't I remember it all of a sudden, but I will put it on the screen. But I will put it on there. I think it's great. So there are winners for kindergartners, but these are just not it. I also don't think you need a kindergarten curriculum. To be honest, I bought every kindergarten curriculum and I used done. I tried. It's just no one was having any of it. But I don't think you need one. But that's just my opinion. All right, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed that video or got something out of it. I'd love to hear what program you hated most. Like, which program did you hate most? I'm very curious. Okay, bye-bye.